of the treats of the Festival of Quilts is being able to get hold of scrap fabric from Alice Caroline. These are remnants and offcuts, and it enables me as a patchwork quilter to get a variety of fabrics without having to buy all the meterage. So I am probably the first person in the queue at the Alice Caroline store to find these pieces, and I try to fill in with colours that I don't have, things that I've got gaps with. Because I make a lot of rainbow quilts, I like to just have a look before I go to the Festival of Quilts and see what gaps I've got in my rainbow. Colours that I often struggle with are red, yellows. I run out of pinks pretty quickly, but purples, purples and yellows I would say are the ones, and finding like a different variety of reds. So when I make my rainbow quilts, I like to mix in as many fabrics as I possibly can. Sometimes the maths means that I might use repeated fabrics based on what I have. Orange is always a challenge as well, and I have to be fluid with my palette and kind of mix in perhaps more brownier tones sometimes, or some more mustardy tones in with the yellow. So these are all Liberty Tana Lawns, and I know most of their names. This is Loddon. I don't know them all. I have learned quite a few over the years, and just by you working with them you get to know their names. But I like to really focus on the designs, have a good mix of large prints with smaller prints, and then also you notice the background fabric. This has got obviously this sort of turquoisey base, this one has a creamier base, and that can affect how I put it together in the quilt. And so for example here, this print with multiple colours, I would probably say this is a delicate. I'd probably say that I would work this into perhaps orangey tones, pinky tones. I might even work it into a red. So if I'm short on a particular colour within one of my rainbow quilts, I'll have a look at one of those multi-printed, multi-coloured fabrics and work it in that way. But something that's obviously predominantly blue, in this case, I would put that in the blue category, but I'm not overly worried about mixing in other colours. I just want to be fluid with it. And all of these is just so beautiful. There's such an infinite palette of colours with Liberty Tana Lawn and variety of prints. It would be impossible to have a full log of every single print and design. There are so many. Some have been discontinued, some have been made to be classics, and the classic collections are ones that are going to be going on and on for years and years. Sometimes they change the colour palette within the design. They often play around with Betsy. I see quite a lot being added to with different colours. But while there's still such a variety of prints, I'll always be fascinated by them. I'm fascinated by the design process, from the original artwork to the final print, and they just help inspire me really to create the pieces that I do. I think for me it's fabric first, and then the design and the making come after. So there we have my little stash from the Festival of Quilts. I can't wait to get these cut into squares ready for my next project.